this is Dara Connolly, and in this video today, I'm going to teach you how to improve your professional English speaking skills. Let's do it. Okay, let's jump right in because I'm excited to give you these tips to help you improve your English speaking. Maybe English isn't your first language, or maybe you want to improve your professional English speaking so you can get ahead in business and make more of an impact. Either way, when we communicate with effective, impactful speech, we will leave a more lasting influence. So let me get you started with some tips, and I promise you I can always offer more help if you need to ask me a little bit more detailed questions. So tip number one is to use shorter phrases and simple words. Sometimes when I meet people who are trying to impress others when they speak, and maybe they're not comfortable speaking in English, they try to pick up words that are not so commonly used in our language, and they mess it up, or it doesn't communicate as effectively as they want to. So my tip for you is to try to use shorter phrases and simple language. Think of the way we speak to each other conversationally, just like you're meeting somebody for coffee. Use the same language you would there, and don't try to level up or try to impress the other person when you're speaking. If you do, you will sever the connection. So remember, we never speak to impress. We want to speak to connect. Let me take this a little bit further. So familiar words are what we're looking for, not the unfamiliar words. Don't try to say a word if you don't understand the meaning. Maybe you've heard somebody else say it, so you think, I'm going to use that word today. If it doesn't fit, it's not a good word to use. If you use it out of context, or you use the wrong tense, it could be very awkward, and the other person's going to know that you're speaking a language you don't even understand. So we want to steer clear of that. Okay, tip 2 is for my non-English grammar people. Remember to arrange your sentences properly. So what do I mean by this? In English, we follow a format of subject, verb, object. This is the proper order of how we organize our sentences. So for example, I would say, I eat apples, subject, verb, object, or John buys apples. We don't want to reverse this order. If we do, we sound like Yoda, I apples eat. It's awkward. We want to make sure we're doing things in the right tense order. So how do we do this? We may have to pause a moment and think before speaking to be sure we're doing things in the proper order. So make sure the verb is in the middle. That's one easy way to remember. If you're getting stuck with this, take an English refresher class, try to brush up, or listen carefully to other English speakers and notice where we place the action word or verbs. Okay, now before we get to tip 3, this is a real quickie today. I want to remind you to smash that subscribe button so you can be notified when I publish new content. I'd like to give you lots of new videos each month. So to follow along and stay abreast of what's coming, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future video. Okay, tip 3 for those who want to be better speakers, especially mastering the English language, is to focus on listening. The best speakers are phenomenal listeners. Now, what do I mean by that? When you are meeting someone, maybe it's a friend, a future employer, it doesn't matter. If you can match the pace, the tone, and the body language they're doing, so a little bit of mirroring here, will help you be a more welcomed and accepted person, even if English isn't your first language. So we listen so we know what pace to speak at. If you're speaking with someone who's maybe from the South, they talk a little bit slower, you're going to want to slow down and emphasize your words. If you're speaking from someone on the East Coast, maybe a little bit faster pace, see if you can amp up a little bit. But it's not just matching pace and volume and body language. Your confidence in the way you speak also comes from listening carefully to the words the other person you're speaking to uses, so you can use the same language. If they say they're really frustrated that they're working so much and they really wish they had an assistant, you can repeat that back, mirror the same language. I understand that sounds so frustrating. I can't imagine all the hours you're putting in. Using similar language helps us connect. And if you don't know what to say, friends, this is a bonus tip. Say nothing. Just offer an empathetic ear, a smile, a nod, maybe a hand to their wrist. What you're doing is showing that you're listening. Listening shows you care. You don't want to say something if you don't know what to say, because then what happens is all the filler words come in. Like, you know, so, and that makes us sound less intelligent when we speak. So if you don't want to use filler words and you want to strongly avoid them, close your mouth and listen. And when you find something that you can mirror back, whether it's similar body language, similar facial expressions, matching their pace and volume and their words, you're establishing a connection, even if English isn't your strongest language. So these are just a few of so many tips that I can teach you on how to be a more impactful and influential speaker when you speak in front of an audience. If you'd like to learn more at how you can improve your English speaking, as well as take your message to stages, go ahead and click below for DaraConnollyCLUB, and you'll get a plethora of information, videos that are not posted anywhere else. So this is expert coaching at an affordable price, and I can't wait to tell you more. If you want to jump on a call with me, you can do that there as well. So I look forward to hearing from you. Be sure you leave a comment to let me know which of these tips was most helpful to you. In the meantime, you are amazing.